Flag, the gifted freshman, he's the driving force. Picked off. Flag on the attack. Talk of a lifetime! Cooper Flag, airborne. My goodness! Cameron in a frenzy!
He can still surprise us. Like, there's still more that he can do. I almost lost my mind when I was out there.
Probably the best dunk I've ever seen.
Definitely was a little angry to take it out more. Right now, I'm going to put it at like an 8.5.
It reminded me of like a Zion kind of play. We've had a few guys through the years to make a couple plays that just spark everybody in the building. That was one of those moments tonight.
You're watching the ACC on ESPN. Cooper Flag with a wow moment this past week in a lopsided win over Pitt. And he and the Blue Devils getting introduced even as we speak here at Cameron Indoor Stadium as they continue conference play against Notre Dame. Hi, everybody, and welcome to Durham, North Carolina. Dan Schulman and Jay Billis. A nice early start for a big day of college basketball here on the Family Networks. Cooper Flag, great and seemingly getting better game by game right now.
Well, John Shire wants his team to play against Notre Dame with an edge, and one of the players that always has an edge for Duke is Cooper Flag. Just 18 years old, he leads this Duke team in scoring, rebounding, assists, steals, and blocks. No ACC player has ever done that for a full season, and no Duke player obviously has ever done that for a full season, but Flag looks like he's capable of doing it, and he's #1 on the scouting report for Notre Dame. And for the Fighting Irish to be competitive and win this game, Marcus Burton, the reigning Rookie of the Year in the ACC, has to play great. He's just back from being away for 40 days. This is his third game back from a knee injury, but he's got to have Brayton Shrewsbury and Tay Davis also play well. Both those guys, Shrewsbury can really shoot it, and Tay Davis can back you down, and he's super athletic.
Head coach Micah Shrewsbury is with Jess Sims.
Coach, you're coming off of 2 super close one-point games. What do you need to do today to get the job done?
I think for us is keep believing, right? We've got to that point. Now we just got to continue to play better in the moments before we get to the end.
It's Marcus Burton's third game back. What are you hoping to see from him in terms of his rhythm and flow with the rest of the team?
Continue to be aggressive, continue to lead our team, help put us in position to get a win.
Thanks so much, Coach. Good luck.
Jess mentioned back-to-back one-point losses at home against Carolina last weekend, at NC State on Wednesday night, and Jay, in each game they led with 2 or 3 minutes to go, just couldn't seal the deal. They are close, they are improving. Can they get over the hump here? It won't be easy, obviously, playing against this team in front of this crowd in this building. Notre Dame and Duke underway, and the Irish get the first possession of the afternoon.
Duke starts off in man-to-man. Sion James is taking Marcus Burton. He's got great size and strength, but the Duke will switch just about every screen and exchange.
Knipple now on Burton. Now Malowacz switches on to him, and a pass off the leg of Flag. It's a kick ball. Put the shot clock back to 20 for Notre Dame. Notre Dame 7-8 on the year, 1-3 in the league. Duke 13-2. The only losses to Kentucky and to Kansas, an unblemished 5-0 in the league, and they've won 6 consecutive games by 20 or more points. They beat SMU by 27 and Pitt by 29 in their last 2 games.
#1 defensive team in the country. Their rim protection is outstanding.
Tay Davis, who's having a terrific junior season for the Irish, a little bit strong on the runner, and back come the Blue Devils. Sion James at the point with the ball. Proctor, Knipple, Flag, and Malowacz, 3 freshmen in the starting lineup. As Knipple finds Flag, he finds Malowacz, and the 3 freshmen connect on the first bucket of the game.
So difficult off that short roll. The screen was set by Cooper Flag, hit on the short roll. If you go up and guard him, that opens up the baseline for that lob to Malowacz.
We asked John Shire, head coach of the Blue Devils, yesterday, how has this team grown recently? He said they are much more connected on offense than they were earlier in the season, and we saw evidence of that on that last trip. Here's James, full head of steam, had it knocked away though by Kebajai. Now Burton, the pull-up from 15, left it short.
Everything's contested, Dan.
Yep.
Duke does just a great job of contesting shots.
Positional length. They average about 6'7", 1 through 5, as Knipple misses the 3, and that length is certainly part of the reason why Duke is such a great defensive team. Micah Shrewsbury, number 11 for the Irish, the coach's son and a shooter, a guy who can knock down threes aplenty. This is Burton. Proctor with a good defense. Out of bounds. Back to Duke.
Now take a look at Cooper Flagg. After he sets this screen, little pass on the short roll. That draws 2 defenders. He just lobs it up. That's really difficult to rotate to. And Malowatch, you can throw it up as high as you want, and he'll go get it.
7'5" wingspan, 9'8" standing reach. Knipple back to Flagg, who's been shooting the 3 better of late. Proctor's been shooting it well all season long, and it's 5-0 Duke.
Well, the last 2 games, Tyrese Proctor 7 of 11 from 3, and anytime he gets a catch and shoot opportunity, he shoots an even higher percentage. You have to make him put it on the floor, but Duke's ball movement is excellent.
43% from 3 on the season. Burton, a tough contested turnaround, won't go, and it's down to Duke.
A lot of white shirts going after those rebounds. All 5 guys stand to rebound before they leave.
And Burton listed at 6 foot, might be closer to 5'10", dealing with a lot of size. Flagg for 3, and what a start for the Blue Devils.
And really, Dan, it's been spearheaded defensively. Notre Dame has found it difficult to run any clean offense. Even that split action that they run, Duke is switching it. And Notre Dame's finding it hard to get an opening.
Duke 31-8 all time against the Irish, and have won 11 of the last 13. Pass at the feet of Davis. 3 on the shot clock, trying to back down Proctor. Got around him, but can't hit it. Blue Devils in transition. Pass. James for 3. And what a start for Duke, as Micah Shrewsbury needs a timeout. Great defense at one end and crisp, clean, unselfish offense at the other end. The Blue Devils have knocked down 3 threes already and have an early 11-0 lead. Flagg has been great all season long for the Blue Devils, but Jay, I think without question that this was his wow moment, the dunk against Pitt this week.
It's really amazing. He gets all the way down court after that steal in 3 dribbles, and obviously punched it at the end and drew the foul. The thing that, Dan, impressed me most about it, though, as impressive as this whole sequence was, he had just picked up his 3rd foul, and instead of backing off defensively, he gets around in front in the post, makes the steal, and then completes that play. A lot of players, and I don't care whether they're freshman, junior, senior, whatever, they pick up their 3rd foul at that point in the game. They kind of back off a little bit. There's no back off in him.
Yep. Duke finished the Pitt game on Tuesday night on an 18-0 run, and they have started today on an 11-0 run. So as Jay pointed out during the break, they're on a 29-0 run between the 2 games right now.
That was excellent math on
Yes, it was. Awfully impressive. They held Pitt scoreless over the last 7:59, and they've held the Irish scoreless for more than 4 minutes. And now Shrewsbury is out of bounds, and it's another Notre Dame turnover.
Right now, Notre Dame cannot run any clean offense. They are more concerned about the way they're being guarded and the pressure they're facing than attacking Duke. And you got to give all the credit to Duke's defense. Pressure on the ball, they're in gaps, they're showing bodies. So Notre Dame's seeing bodies instead of open court.
A good look in the corner for Flagg, and the 4th made 3 of the game already for the Blue Devils.
Oftentimes in basketball we talk about flow, and Duke is obviously in a great flow, but they establish that flow not through offense but through defense. Remarkable.
Burton being swarmed, and Proctor is called for the foul. Proctor saying to the official he got hooked by Burton. Take a look at the other end in the 2nd 3 of the game by Flagg.
Tyrese Proctor getting a piece of the paint, drawing 2 defenders and then kicking it out. Duke right now is hunting great. They are not settling for the good shot. They're hunting for the great one. And you use the word unselfish. They're making the right play and the right pass.
And a little touch foul on the elbow of Burton by Knipple to send Burton to the line. And there are some of the numbers. #1 in the nation in adjusted defensive efficiency per Ken Palm. And John Shire and the Duke staff had a feeling coming into the year this could be a very good defensive team. It has been that and then some.
Yeah, it's blown by good to get to great. And they obviously have outstanding personnel. Having rim protection, though, is a big factor. With Kaman Malawach in the game, Cooper Flagg blocks more shots than he does, but his presence automatically means that the opponent's field goal percentage is going to be lower when he's on the floor. But Flagg protects the rim. Sion James actually does a really good job of walling up and vertical contesting.
Boy, another great look. Flagg will miss this one. Look at the offensive rebound by Knipple. Proctor misses a 3, and Notre Dame down with it. Tay Davis. And Proctor with a great play to anticipate that. He picked it off, but then he landed out of bounds.
Well, oftentimes in a game like this, Dan, you just want to survive the first few minutes. And Notre Dame has not only been knocked back, they're a little bit shell-shocked right now.
And again, coming off consecutive 1-point losses at home to the Tar Heels, on the road against the Wolfpack. They've been down here for a few days after the Wednesday night game against NC State. Shrewsbury hits the 3, and that's what Micah Shrewsbury can do. That is his 46th 3 of the season. He can make them in bunches.
Yeah, that's the one thing you cannot allow Braden Shrewsbury to do, and that's catch and shoot. He's a player you cannot close out to. You've got to be close enough to him where a closeout is not necessary.
The coach's son averaging almost 16 a game. The lay-in at the rim by Kaman Malawach.
That's just really smart. You know, throw it up there and let him go get it, especially when he has a mismatch.
Burton will try a 3, and he'll hit it. And here come the Irish getting back into it, now down by 8.
Last 2 possessions, Notre Dame has played through Tay Davis. First with the back down, and he drew 2 defenders. Then he was able to kick it to Shrewsbury. Last time, ball in his hands, kicks it to Marcus Burton.
Burton, a native of Mishawaka, Indiana, just a few miles from Notre Dame's campus, the rookie of the year in the ACC a season ago.
Got a switch, Alako on Malawach.
Flag up top. And off the fingertips of Malawach, and back comes Notre Dame.
Didn't execute it, but the right idea and the right play to make.
How good of a matchup is this? Davis and Flagg. And Flagg got some help from Knipple. Another Notre Dame turnover. Boy, patient and unselfish.
What a pass.
Yes, this is terrific offense by the Blue Devils, and Flagg has his 3rd 3 of the game.
Thought he was going to lob it up to Malawach. That drew the defender from the corner, and then a terrific skip pass across court to get it to Cooper Flagg. That was beautifully done by Sion James.
Duke has 7 assists on 7 made field goals in this game.
Yeah, when are they going to start passing it better?
Burton, Knipple switching onto him. 6 to shoot. Burton slips. Somehow gets it to Shrewsbury. Alako's got to get a shot off and hits it. A big 3 for Matt Alako, the transfer from Princeton.
Last 5 games, Matt Alako is 13 of 20 from 3-point range, 65%.
Flagg misses a 3. Alako stepped into a much bigger role when Marcus Burton was out. Burton missed about 7 weeks with a knee injury. This is his 3rd game back. Burton will try a 3. And Flagg down with a rebound, knocked away, and a foul called on Kebajai.
Matt Alako transferred in from Notre Dame, or excuse me, from Princeton. But look at this play. You thought he was going to lob it up, and that drew Kebajai off the corner. And just a terrific read of the play by Sion James, who's an outstanding passer. Has really done a great job since he's come in as the starting point guard, both offensively but especially defensively, with his strength and athleticism.
And John Shire has gone to his bench now. Caleb Foster, whom James replaced as the starting point guard, he is in. Mason Gillis is in, and Malik Brown, also Isaiah Evans. So 4 subs coming in here for John Shire, some veteran players, and also the freshman sharpshooter in Evans. Jai has gone to the bench for Notre Dame. A couple of subs coming in for Micah Shrewsbury. Garrett Sundra is in the game. And Sir Mohammed, number 4 for Notre Dame, is in as well. Brown comes up with the offensive rebound.
Brown, one of the best defenders in the country.
James finds Foster on the wing. 5 to shoot. Gillis drives, lays it in with the left hand. Shrewsbury with a nice shot fake, but Evans recovers. Mohammed strong into the paint and draws the foul. The freshman from Charlotte will be at the line when we come back, but at the other end, Duke continues to run absolutely outstanding offense.
Well, even when they had a breakdown at the end of the shot clock, the transfer for Purdue, Mason Gillis, just beats the shot clock for the layup.
Of a jam-packed Saturday of college basketball. Coming up next, the number 3 team in the nation, Iowa State. They are taking on Texas Tech at 2 Eastern on ESPN right after us. How about what Florida did to Tennessee during the week? They are in Fayetteville at 4 Eastern to take on the Hawks. Speaking of the Vols, they are in Austin. Rick Barnes going back to a spot that he used to coach at. That is at 6 o'clock, 8 o'clock. Another SEC game, Alabama and Texas A&M. Don't sleep on the Aggies. They are having a great season. And then we'll wrap it up at 10 Eastern with Arizona hosting UCF. Meanwhile, moments ago here at Cameron Indoor Stadium, keep an eye on Malik Brown, 6 in white, and Mason Gillis, his own teammate, falls onto the right leg of Brown after laying it in. You can see Brown reaching for his knee moments ago, walking under his own power, Jay, but he did leave the court and head back towards the Duke locker room, so they are without Brown, a great defensive player, very unselfish player, one of the leaders of their second unit. Also, Sion James has 2 fouls for Duke, so he is on the bench.
Brown's a big loss. He's got 86 deflections on the season. He's 7th on the Duke roster in minutes played, and he gets over 6 deflections a game. By comparison, an outstanding defender, Cooper Flagg, has 44 deflections.
9-point lead for Duke. It took the Irish more than 4 minutes to score in this game. This is Patrick Gumba into the game because Brown has gone to the locker room and Amalowatch is on the bench. And the freshman from Manassas, Virginia, lays it in.
Gumba's got great size and length and a really good feel for the game, a really good skill level.
You know, one of the things that maybe doesn't get talked about enough about why this Duke team is so good is they have terrific depth. You bring guys like Gillis and Foster and Brown and Gumba and Evans off the bench. I mean, that is a terrific second 5 for John Shine.
It's a great mix on this roster of young talent and then older, experienced players to lead that talent. Gumba showing poise in the post, and Cooper Flagg giving some support to his fellow freshman who's working his way back into the lineup after injury.
Foster into Gumba, defended by Sundra. The kick back out. Foster a clean look. And Gillis is fouled underneath by Mohammed. Mason Gillis, coming from Purdue, of course, played in the national championship game a year ago. Really struggled to shoot the ball at the beginning of the year. It is getting better, and he brings more to this team than just shooting. But they're loving the fact that the ball's going in the basket a little bit more often for him.
Yeah, he's still shooting just under 30% from 3 on the season, but he shot 46% from 3 last year at Purdue, playing with Zach Edey, mostly catch and shoot. But he's a career 40% shooter.
Speaking of catch and shoot, Con Knippel, the freshman from Milwaukee, and it's a 14-point lead.
He's been on a heater of late as well. Last 4 games, 13 of 30 from 3.
Burton behind the back, helped by Gillis there defensively along with Foster, and a banked-in 3 by Mohammed, the freshman from Charlotte. His dad, Nazi Mohammed, played at Kentucky in a long NBA career, and the Irish are hanging around as they have started making some shots.
Yeah, Sir Mohammed went to Myers Park High School in Charlotte, and his father, Nazi, he's coaching right now, but he hits more golf balls on the range than Vijay Singh.
Sounds like you might be witnessing that you might be beside him every now and again.
No, it's all word of mouth. I never do that. I've actually played with Nazi. When I'm the second biggest guy walking down the fairway, a little intimidating for the other golfers.
Knipple at the line for the Blue Devils, averaging almost 13 points per game. And a great three-point shooter, now 28 for 30 on the season from the line.
Leads this team in free throw percentage, shooting over 90%. But second in scoring, second in threes made. And talk about a guy with a great feel for the game.
A little back and forth between he and John Shire. Knipple from Wisconsin, a huge Packers fan. Shire from Illinois, a huge Bears fan. The two teams split. They have pledged that each will wear the other team's jersey on the same day in the near future. And I don't think either one of them is happy.
Future be next 50 years.
Davis can hit the three. Gillis down with the rebound.
And even though Davis is making more threes, he's shooting 25%. That's not his strength. That's a shot that Duke's willing to give up to him.
Foster in and out, and the smallest guy on the floor, Marcus Burton, down with the rebound for the Irish.
Notre Dame fortunate there. They went under on that screen and gave Caleb Foster a wide open shot. He just missed it. Duke switching every exchange out front.
Burton with a burst of speed. What a pass. The extra look to Mohammed, who hits the three. Nice offense from the Irish.
Notre Dame getting some penetration. And Duke has to rotate. Excellent ball movement off the penetration. That's why you want to get a piece of the paint. The defense reacts, and then you can play out of it.
And a foul away from the ball. It is going against Julian Roper of Notre Dame.
There's Marcus Burton getting into the paint, kicking it out, and then the swing, the second pass is what gets the wide open shot.
And three subs for the Blue Devils, including Cooper Flagg, returning to the game. Duke led this game 14-0. Since then, it is 18-14 Notre Dame. They are down by 10. You're looking at Micah Shrewsbury there, the head coach of the Irish in his second year in South Bend, and has had a really interesting coaching journey. Was at Butler under Brad Stevens, was at Purdue under Matt Painter. As Knipple knocks down another three, he's got 8. And Shrewsbury also was an assistant coach for 6 years with the Boston Celtics under Brad Stevens. And Brad's son, Brady, is a walk-on at Notre Dame playing for Micah Shrewsbury. So it all kind of ties together, but a lot of excitement around the program. Mike Bray had a tremendous run in South Bend. And Micah Shrewsbury's got a lot of returning players. Has a nice class coming in next year, trying to get this Notre Dame program back up near the top of the ACC. They've got their work cut out for them, though, here this afternoon. These are some good times in the Irish football program. A couple of nights ago, the basketball team was watching the Orange Bowl, the national semifinal, as Notre Dame against Jeter, the field goal to win it over Penn State as the Irish advance on to the national championship game. Look at all the excitement there amongst the basketball players, and a Duke Notre Dame connection, of course, on the football side. Riley Leonard, a Duke quarterback for 3 years now with the Irish, helping to lead them into the national title game against Ohio State coming up on the 20th. Malik Brown is back on the bench. And we'll try to get more word on his situation as time allows. Knipple the floater, and Malawach fouled at the rim by John. Boy, but Malawach goes up and tries to flush it. Good luck trying to stop it. Well, we do have an update now. Let's go to Jess for the latest on Malik Brown.
So, Dan, just got the official injury update on Malik Brown. He will be out for the rest of the game, unfortunately, with a right knee injury. No specifics just yet, but hoping for the best.
Jess, thank you. Hoping it is nothing serious. Again, he walked off the court and back on to the court, back towards the bench under his own power. So that is encouraging. This is a look there as, again, Gillis, when he fell to the floor, banged into his teammate's knee. And don't want to speculate more than that. All we know is it is a knee injury and out for the game.
When Kaman Malawach sets a ball screen, especially on an open side, he rolls to the basket. You can just throw it up as high as you want to, and he can go get it. What a weapon.
Projected as a lottery pick. All three freshmen in the starting lineup for Duke projected as lottery picks. The handoff to Burton, guarded by Knipple. The help by Malawach.
And a good help by Tyrese Proctor helping out Malawach.
J.R. Knesny off the back of the iron and flagged the rebound for Duke.
Well, Duke is doing a really good job on the defensive glass. All 5 guys are staying to rebound before they go down court.
Knipple short on the 3. Irish ball. Knesny, a holdover from the Mike Bray era. This is his 4th year. Did redshirt a couple of years ago, so he is a 4th-year junior. Jai, nice move by Malawach and fouled.
Really good patience by Tay Davis, who's averaging, he's averaging close to 17 points a game. In his last 5, he's averaging 20 points and 7 rebounds, shooting 55% from the field, but just lets a little handoff go by, and just one step got beyond Malawach, and there was nobody underneath the basket to come over. They stayed with the cutter a little bit too long.
Cannot hit the first. Jai coming off his first career double-double. 10 points, 11 rebounds Wednesday night in Raleigh against the Wolfpack. The Irish again, they stuck around for a couple of days, being down in North Carolina Wednesday and Saturday. They practiced at NC Central once, practiced at NC State once, came in here Thursday night and again yesterday.
One of the things Jai does really well is his defensive communication. Micah Shrewsbury was raving about that yesterday, saying not a lot of big guys talk on the backside of the defense as well as Kevin Jai does.
Jai out, and Garrett Sundra, the freshman from Ashburn, Virginia, number 12, back into the game for Notre Dame. Duke 10 assists on 11 made field goals. Around and out. What a rebound by Malawach, but he couldn't lay it back in.
Just ran a little stagger underneath, and Proctor wide open after that Malawach screen.
And a rare transition opportunity for the Irish, but the Blue Devils get back. Burton, a deep one. Comes up empty.
This has been a struggle on the defensive end, and you can see a little bit of frustration on the face of Marcus Burton. He has not been able to breathe out there with the length and athleticism that's been right in his grill from the opening tap.
Again, his 3rd game back after missing 7 games with a knee injury. And he means so much to Notre Dame. Flag. And we have an injured Notre Dame player. I believe Tate Davis is down, but maybe is okay. Maybe just was reaching down to adjust his shoe as he wound up with the seat of his pants after trying to defend Flag. And now reaching down for that right ankle a little bit. And yet Flag stepped on his foot.
That's something you don't see that often. Odd looking play.
And now Flag at the line for the Blue Devils, and you talked about it on game day before the game, leading the team in scoring, rebounding, assists, blocks, and steals. That is a remarkable accomplishment for any player at any level to be as versatile as he is, to lead a great team in all 5 of those categories.
So with that being the case, I think we're allowed to say that he's a complete player.
I think he is. If he were a baseball player, they would describe him as a 5-tool player. He does everything. Is he? You had seen him before, but given the hype of the accolades before he even got to Duke, has he been what you expected him to be?
He's been better, frankly. Yeah, he's been better. The maturity level, and I think the level of competitiveness that he has, it honestly reminds me of the kind of competitor that Christian Laettner was when he was here at Duke.
Burton the kick, Knesny the 3, and right as the shot clock was expiring, the Irish come up with a big bucket.
Everybody collapsed on Marcus Burton as he was getting into the lane. That opened up that shot, but still you had to get it off quickly because of the recovery.
Flag the screen to try to free Foster.
Now you got Shrewsbury switched off onto Flag.
And now Shrewsbury switched on to Proctor. The turnaround. And down with the rebound, Burton.
Might have been better to go to Flag there. He had Burton ultimately switched off on him in the post.
No matter who Burton looks at, whoever's covering him is at least 6'5". Tough shot, and it'll go to make it a 10-point game. And John Shire wants a timeout.
Notre Dame continuing to fight, but still just under 5 minutes to go in the first half. 24 points for Notre Dame, but Marcus Burton, great crossover, draws 2 defenders and then kicks it out. And then the next drive goes in, little sidestep, and gets the mid-range jumper to go.
Well, Monday night, it's going to be the NFC matchup between the Vikings and the Rams. As you probably know, because of the terrible wildfires in L.A., this game has been moved to Glendale, Arizona. For tickets, go to NFL.com. Our MegaCast coverage begins at 8 Eastern on ABC, ESPN, ESPN Plus, and ESPN Deportes, as it is tipped in by Malawach. And I know I speak for you and everybody on our crew, extending our thoughts to everybody dealing with the terrible fires in the greater LA area. Everybody's got family, friends, or both out there, and just hoping that they can get this more and more under control with each passing day.
Agreed. That's my hometown. I grew up in Los Angeles County in Rolling Hills, and so many friends in the Pacific Palisades area. It's heartbreaking and really unimaginable what's happening.
And one way you can help people affected by the wildfires is to donate at redcross.org/ESPN. That'll help the Red Cross respond and help people recover. Anything that anybody can do is greatly appreciated. Balacco inbounds to Burton. Flag defending him, and Burton a little too quick with the feet, called for steps.
Flag able to give a little bit of space, but kept his hand up. And ultimately caused the turnover with Marcus Burton trying to do maybe a little bit too much to get past him.
Burton to the bench, and as you said, you can see the frustration on his face at times. This day has not gone the way he has wanted it to go thus far. Flag over Davis for the bucket.
All set up just to get him a little isolation on the right side. Now, he's really got everything. He's got mid-range game. He can really get to the basket and finish. And I think he's going to really improve to be an even better three-point shooter than he is right now.
And he's got 13 points and 5 assists already in this game. There's still 3.5 to go in the first half. James, lob, Malawach again.
And they are really looking for Kaman Malawach. That is an unbelievable weapon. And if you start trying to really take that away, that's going to open up open threes for Duke.
Biggest lead of the afternoon now for the Blue Devils at 16.
This is a great defensive team that is really improving on the offensive end. Their assists are way up.
Braden Shrewsbury with his second 3 of the game.
Braden Shrewsbury had an outstanding freshman year, but he's improved his game. He's putting the ball into deck more, penetrating more, really added to his bag.
The big 3 of Burton, Davis, and Shrewsbury, they average about 50 points per game between them. One of the issues for the Irish is who will step forward beyond those 3. Malawach, who just took a charge, is having a very nice year. And now a technical foul has been called on John Shire. He was way out on the court arguing that charge and got teed up by Jerry Heater.
Yeah, he wanted that one. There's no question. John Shire ran out on the court waving his arms. He wanted it.
So a charge and a tee and a 13-point lead now for Duke with 2:43 here to go in the first half. ESPN.
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, Derek Lively II protected the rim every bit as well, if not better, than Kaman Malawach. It's a great shot blocker playing with the Dallas Mavericks now. And he was a similar lob threat, but he's built differently than Malawach. Unique player, and he's been incredibly impactful around the rim just with his presence Not necessarily blocking, he doesn't block as many shots as Derek Lively II did, but he's got a tremendous presence in the game, and the lob threat he's been in this one, it's been remarkable.
Boy, how about Micah Shrewsbury, who is a 91% free throw shooter, 20 for 22 on the season coming into the game, missed both on the technical charge to John Shire.
Notre Dame has 1 2-point basket in this game, but they're 7 of 11 from 3. That's keeping them at least within distance of Duke.
Shrewsbury puts it on the deck. The kick to Konechny. Gets a piece of the paint, trying to get a shot off over Gillis. He will, but he can't hit it.
Boy, Duke's paint protection has been excellent. And as the ball moves, they're starting to get out to three-point shooters a little bit better.
Youngba back into the game for Duke. Malawach on the bench. And again, if you weren't with us, Malik Brown will not return today after suffering a knee injury. Flag is fouled, and he will go to the line. Let's go back to the technical on John Shire and the play that got him so upset as Cooper Flagg was called for a charge.
Yeah, the defender, Madalako, was in legal guarding position, and he was a primary defender. It wasn't like a secondary defender coming over, and Flagg just lowered his shoulder. I mean, I tend to agree with the call. Obviously, John didn't.
And Flagg with his 14th point of the game. In his last 3 games, Cooper Flagg has shot 62% from the field and has averaged better than 22 points per game. Duke has really run it up on ACC competition here in the early part of the conference schedule, and I think that's one of the questions. The league is not good this year. Are there teams that can really give them a challenge? If you're John Shire, you want to get punched in the mouth a little bit. You want your team to have to deal with some adversity. Are there teams in the ACC that can do that against Duke this year?
I think they'll get challenges. You know, they'll get a challenge from North Carolina. They get a challenge from Clemson. They got a pretty decent challenge at Louisville after their game against Auburn. But they're not going to face the same kind of resistance as they would see in the ACC or in a normal year that you would have in the Atlantic Coast Conference. This is not a normal ACC. It's just not.
Flag called for the travel. Duke appears to be on a tier all by itself. You can see Clemson, Louisville, Pitt, Wake, and Carolina each with 1 loss. Right now, Ken Pom has Clemson, Louisville, Pitt, and Carolina all in the high 20s to high 30s. Joe Lunardi has those same 4 schools in. He's got the ACC with 5 bids right now. Of course, it's incredibly early, but you don't get that many real opportunities in the league this year. And that's why a game that's going on right now on ESPN2, Louisville Pitt, that's a big game.
It is
for both of those teams. You want to get a W. You don't get that many chances in this league this year. Louisville leading Pitt by 3 late in the first half on ESPN2 right now.
For teams that may be around the bubble in the Atlantic Coast Conference, it means you're going to have to knock off or at least play really well against a team like Duke and the top teams in the league that give you quad 1s. And you can't lose to the teams in the middle of the bottom.
Right.
I mean, it really, instead of being a league where you have to win games, there are certain teams you just can't lose.
You better not slip up, yeah.
Because the league is dragging in its non-conference schedule. And the lack of success, if you will, that the ACC overall had in the non-conference. And that is not helpful. And maybe I think there needs to be some adjustment in the way the rankings are done, like the net rankings, because last year there were certain teams, Pittsburgh was one of them, that I thought really improved throughout the course of ACC play, but I'm not sure the numbers gave them the credit for it. But that's the way it goes. That's the way it is. And the SEC is going to benefit from it. The ACC is not.
That's one of the reasons why John Shire is very happy. They've actually got a non-conference game in February at Madison Square Garden against Illinois. And he's very happy to have that caliber of a game. I mean, you always like playing good competition, but he wants to play a big-time opponent on a neutral floor later on in the season, because that can kind of simulate what they're going to have to deal with in the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, and Illinois will provide that, but it also gives them another quad 1 game. They just don't have as many of them as normal.
Davis gets his own miss, kicks it out.
Good pass.
Konechny hits the 3, and the 3-point shooting continues to keep the Irish in this game. They're back within 10 again.
Boy, Notre Dame has shot it extraordinarily well from the 3-point line without a lot of time to get those shots off.
I don't know that we've ever seen a half where a team had 8 threes and only 2 twos.
Yeah, that's true. It is not often.
Shot clock turned off.
And with the way this game started, you really have the feeling that Duke should be up by even more. So give Notre Dame credit for knocking those shots down and staying within striking distance.
A block. And some time. Shrewsbury hits it. Braden Shrewsbury knocks it down. It has been scored as a 3. I believe they will take a look to confirm that, but either way, what a way to finish the half for the Irish.
Boy, a great block and then some fight in the Fighting Irish to keep this under 10 points. They go down 7 into halftime.
Shrewsbury with a big shot after the block. Notre Dame's got it down to single digits. Let's go back to the studio now with Kevin, Jay, and Seth and the Jeep halftime reports. This afternoon, this game began with Cooper, Flagg, and Duke dominating at both ends of the floor. Flagg's got 3 threes, a career high, 15 points, 5 assists in the first half. Duke led this game 14-0. And then Micah Shrewsbury called a timeout, and bit by bit, shot by shot, 3 by 3, Notre Dame got back into this game. Braden Shrewsbury knocked down a couple of threes. The Irish made 8.5. As you are watching the ACC on ESPN. Welcome back to Durham. Dan Schulman and Jay Billis. Duke played really well. It feels like they should be leading by more than 8.
It does feel like they should. They dominated just about every category except one, and that was three-point shooting. Notre Dame 8 of 12 from 3. And it's not like all those threes were wide open. Duke didn't handle the end of half certainly as well as they wanted to. Tyrese Proctor getting his shot blocked. That led to transition, and that Braden Shrewsbury 2. He had his toe on the line to cut it to 8 and give Notre Dame a little bit of momentum going into halftime. But you got to give Notre Dame a lot of credit for fighting to stay in this.
Jess Sims had a chance to speak with John Shire moments ago.
Yeah, Dan, I caught up with Coach Shire as he was coming out of the locker room, and he said, we have to guard. That was the message to the team during halftime. He said, we got hot to start, but then we gave them a lot of light, a lot of hope. They shot the crap out of the ball, and we have to lock in and defend.
Jess, thank you. Underway, the Blue Devils get the first possession of the second half with an 8-point lead. Good ball pressure out near midcourt by Shrewsbury. Knippel handling for the Blue Devils.
Almost like a zone look underneath.
And Flagg with his 6th assist of the game as he finds Malawach.
Micah Shrewsbury trying to switch some things up to show a different defensive look. Konechny and Alako were basically playing almost a 2-man zone in the paint.
Malawach is 5 of 6 from the floor. You can see why. All the looks have been right around the rim. Burton shut off on the baseline by Proctor. Somehow got the shot off, and a battle for the rebound. It is going to be a held ball. And the possession arrow is going to give it to Notre Dame.
Cooper Flagg, an excellent passer, drawing a second defender, just dropping it off to Kaman Malawach, who knows exactly what to do with it. But anytime you help up, Malawach is there either for the lob or the drop-off.
Shrewsbury with the quick catch and release from the corner, and a foul as well.
Well, you talk about a quick trigger. That was catch and release. And Knippel trying to close out just a step and made contact with Shrewsbury. Just got caught looking at where the ball might be as he negotiated that screen and went right in. You have to let the shooter land, and Knippel did not do that.
And missed another free throw. He's missed more free throws today than he had missed all season coming into this game. Otherwise, Notre Dame would be right in this game, but he is still having a terrific afternoon. He's averaging better than 4 made threes per game in ACC play.
Notre Dame committing a foul there where they really didn't need to, because Cooper Flagg was trying to split defenders, and he's headed toward the baseline, toward the corner more than toward the basket. Can't foul there.
Flagg driving on Davis and scores over him.
He just has everything. Handles the ball like a guard and operate like a big guy with his back to the basket. Versatility personified.
Certainly one of the guys in the running for National Player of the Year. Janai Broom of Auburn, another guy having a sensational season. The layup up will go for Davis. Just his second field goal of the afternoon for a guy averaging better than 16 points per game.
Quick move and took advantage of Malawach playing a little more straight up and down rather than playing low.
Davis 1 year at Seton Hall. His second year now in South Bend has taken a big step forward this year. He is 10th in the league in scoring as Knipple is fouled by Matt Alaco.
Well, first Davis was able to receive this pass, but he was playing low, and usually the low man wins in basketball. Got his shoulders past Malawach and quickly up on the rim, and Cooper Flagg, Notre Dame didn't overhelp there, one-on-one in the post, and a great pivot back to that right hand.
Alaco just picked up a foul.
You gotta think that the opportunities here for Knipple to set a little screen for Malawach and then pop out for an open shot. You got to respect Malawach, but he could also turn and go up against get Cooper Flagg.
There it is, and the lob for Malawach, and he is fouled at the rim.
So difficult to deal with. When he sets that screen for Malawach, you have to deal with it, and if you do, that means that Knipple's going to be able to pop out for an open three. Little back screen, and just not a very good job by Matt Alaco. He's got to put his body in front of Malawach there. That's really got to be a switch.
Notre Dame has picked up 4 fouls already in less than 2 minutes this half. 3 of them in the last 4 seconds of game time. 2 on Alaco and 1 on Knesny.
Duke has run that same sort of out-of-bounds under alignment for a lot of years now, and it gives them a lot of different options as to what Knipple could have done. He can get a screen, but he can also set screens for multiple players there.
What do you think? Micah Shrewsbury has changed up his starting 5 here in the second half. Knesny's on the floor, so Davis is the biggest guy out there. Kevin Jai is not in the game right now, so whoever's guarding Malawach is giving up a ton of size.
Yeah, but they were giving up size anyway, but what they really have to do is spread the floor where they can get more threes.
Life tough on Malawach at the other end. Burton with the penetration. The kick. Shrewsbury does not put it up.
He probably should have.
Davis. Alaco. Burton. And they don't get a shot off. They turn it over.
Yeah, Shrewsbury should not have passed up that shot. It's just too difficult to get an open one against this Duke defense. You have to take the first good open shot you get. And even though that might have been contested late, it was certainly better than a shot clock violation.
Flagg backing down. Alaco draws a foul on Shrewsbury and will head to the line.
Duke just taking advantage of matchup difficulties that Notre Dame has, with Alaco trying to guard Cooper Flagg in the middle of the floor. He's got to guard him one-on-one, and Flagg realized it, showed a little bit of poise. Then if you're going to bring a second defender, he can deal with it, but if you're going to foul him down that low, yeah, he's probably going to complete that play more often than not.
Flagg now a perfect 5 for 5 from the line today. A 2-time ACC Player of the Week, a 5-time ACC Rookie of the Week.
You've been done. Your ass up.
The three-point shooting is improving over the course of the season. John Shire told us yesterday another thing he likes is Flagg is becoming more decisive with the ball, making quicker, more assertive decisions with it.
Yeah, he's not playing with the ball as much as he did early on this season, which that happens with a lot of freshmen. Good help by Malawach.
Burton trying to shake Proctor, got by him and draws the foul.
Tyrese Proctor picked up the foul there, but Proctor has had a great year for Duke. He's shooting 43% from 3. He leads the team in three-point field goals made. Such a terrific catch-and-shoot player, but he's been a huge factor in why Duke has been so good this year.
Knesny hit a couple of threes in the first half for the Irish. Now Burton will try one and hit it. And again, Notre Dame's got it down to 8.
It looks like he feels a little bit more comfortable in this second half, attacking. Sion James had his hands down, and it was taken advantage of by Marcus Burton.
And the three-point shooting for the Irish continues to keep them in this game.
Just on the catch and the recovery. Hands are down, playing the drive, and he just rises up and shoots over.
Jay, Notre Dame now 10 for 14 from 3. Davis left hand up and over Malawach, and this is the closest that Notre Dame has been. Duke got out to a 14-0 lead, and Notre Dame has it down to 6.
Tay Davis is averaging 18 points a game in ACC play. You don't want to let him drive right, but that time he drove left and completed the play.
And now a good battle between Flagg and Davis. Good defense by Davis. It is loose, and it appears to belong to the Irish. It will be a held ball, and it will stay at this end of the floor with Duke.
Tay Davis is so athletic, and he's not a guy that's going to knock down jumpers on you, but Malawach forcing him to drive to his left. He not only drove to his left, but finished with his left hand. That was a terrific play by Tay Davis.
And now Davis is heading over to the bench. He may have a cut or something on his left hand, and they're going to have a quick look at that as both teams will go to their respective benches for a moment. You know, Micah Shrewsbury told us yesterday 6 of his players who are playing here today played in this building last year. Notre Dame brought back 4 starters and 85% of its scoring from a year ago. So almost every key player he's got in this game today has played in this building. And he said, we don't want them walking in here and saying, wow, this is a great place. It's a basketball museum. He said, we're here to win a game today.
And that's why they practiced here a number of times. They stayed here in this area after playing at NC State. And so they practiced multiple times in this building, or at least shot around, had shoot-arounds multiple times.
Proctor into Flagg, got a mismatch with Burton, and Burton fouls him. Team foul number 6 on Notre Dame already in the second half.
Duke just taking advantage of every mismatch they get on a switch. Went right to Cooper Flagg as soon as Burton switched off on him. And if Burton hadn't been called for that foul and it went a little bit further, that chicken wing came out. Those kind of things can wind up as offensive fouls.
Now Knipple trying to back down Olako, and he lays it in.
Duke just playing bully ball right now when they get a matchup they like.
They're bigger at every spot on the floor.
They're going to see a lot of that when they play Illinois. Illinois loves that bully ball back down.
Davis rejected by Malawach. Flagg for 3. His 4th of the game, and the lead is up to 11.
Well, you add consistent three-point shooting. Cooper Flagg came into this game having hit 16 threes on the year at 31%. He doesn't look like a 31% three-point shooter in this game.
Burton nearly had it knocked away. Olako has to kick it back out. 5 to shoot. Burton is bumped and fouled.
Well, Kaman Malawach is such a presence on both ends of the floor, but especially on the defensive end. Moves his feet and able to recover and block the shot by Tay Davis with the right hand. The other end of the floor, Malawach sets the screen. Konieczny late getting up to it, and Cooper Flagg, a three-point shooter now. Well, Cooper Flagg has had a lot of really good games this season, and this is among the better games that he's put out. He has got 22 points in this ball game, 6 of 9 from the field. He's knocked down 4 of his 6 three-point attempts. This is his 8th 20-point game on the season. He's also got 6 assists in this game, and coming into this game over his last 5, he was averaging over 20 points per game, 2 steals, 7 rebounds, shooting over 50% from the field. Talk about a young player that is hitting a stride. This has been a consistent, high level and high productivity season for a young man that came in as the #1 overall recruit last year and is expected to be the #1 pick in the 2025 NBA draft. He is everything he was advertised to be and more.
5 minutes into the second half, Duke by 11. Burton no, and Flagg his 4th rebound of the afternoon. Sion James with the ball for Duke. He's been hampered by some foul trouble today, so has not been the influence that he normally is on the game. That'll stay with the Blue Devils as James helps Knipple back up.
Yeah, Duke looking to post Knipple against Braden Shrewsbury, and a really nice job by Marcus Burton to come down and dig down in the post. You can really tell Duke's looking to take advantage of matchups right now.
Knipple drives, and Burton reached in, knocked it away, and it's Notre Dame ball.
Good hands by Notre Dame. Looked like they were going to give up a layup, but recovered to knock that ball away. Now, one thing you have to be impressed with Notre Dame is they fight, man. There's no give up in this team. And coming off 2 brutal losses. A game against North Carolina when it looked like they had the game won, then fouled a 3-point shooter. Elliot Cadeau gave him a 4-point play.
And lost by 1 in Raleigh on Wednesday night. Micah Shrewsbury telling us yesterday at a practice, as painful as those losses have been, he hopes they spur his team on, that they show them, hey, you're in these games. They've just got to do little things better here and there to turn the L's into W's. Right down the lane for the slam. He's got 24, and those were the 2 loudest of the day. Shrewsbury has to kick it out to Alako.
Duke doing a better job on this possession in their gap coverage.
Boy, good play by Mohammed to steal it. Burton's open and hits the 3. Gives Sir Mohammed a lot of credit for that.
Very alert after the defensive rebound. That's really the only open shot is off that broken play action.
Burton switches on to Flagg. Flagg gets into the paint and makes it look easy. He has now tied his season high with 26 points.
He just bullied Marcus Burton into the paint and then pivoted back, knowing that he could shoot over.
Burton spinning on Proctor and picks up the foul.
Notre Dame was put in rotation. Just a great pass from Sion James as Cooper Flagg went right down the pipe, took off from outside the restricted arc. And he dunks with power. When did the screen, the post dunk screen, come into the game?
You didn't do it?
No. Well, I didn't dunk.
You didn't see Sampson and Doherty do it?
No, they just laughed. They just laughed after they dunked on me.
12-point lead. Flagg's got the post dunk screened out of a science as well. He's getting more and more practice at it. Alako, nice look. Mohammed. And it'll drop in to make it a 10-point game.
Really smart by Sir Mohammed. Anytime there's a baseline drive, you want to get toward the front of the rim. And that way you can take advantage, make yourself available as against the help. There's the switch.
And Flagg fouled, and then Burton swats the ball away after the whistle. Malawach says something to Burton, and we got a couple of technical fouls. I think Malawach and Burton are each going to get a technical, and remember, Burton also has been called for a personal on the play. It's also going to put Notre Dame over the limit. No technical there. It was after the players started talking to one another right there that Malawach and Burton were teed up.
I don't know why you tee up both of them. I mean, Malawach came over to Burton, but I don't know what was said. A lot of times, you know, that's kind of like the double foul thing. I was never a fan of the call of a double foul on a possession, and I'm not a fan of the double technical, but you know, talking with officials, they'll say that can be a really useful tool for them. You know, you call the double technical here and kind of puts an end to all this.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you. I mean, Malawach definitely deserved one, but maybe just speaking back to Malawach got Burton the foul. So Burton gets 2, right? A personal and a technical on the same play. He's got 3, we believe, right now, but he has gone to the bench.
But doesn't it seem to you like somebody comes over and bumps you, but you don't have the right to respond to that? Like, you didn't do anything on the say anything.
Yeah, no, I'm with you on that one.
But I don't know what he said. Maybe it was tech worthy.
And a little push there on Gillis. And that is the 7th team foul on the Blue Devils here this half. So both teams are in the bonus with better than 12 minutes to go.
Sometimes it's hard for players to remember, but after the officials call technical fouls, oftentimes you'll get a tighter whistle right after that. So you have to adjust a little bit. You see Davis kind of loses his balance here. I mean, that's not a foul, but the officials are hypersensitive right now after what just happened.
So there will be a lot of free throws the rest of the way here in this one as Davis knocks them both down. He'll go to the bench. Jai returns. So no Davis, no Burton in the game right now for Notre Dame. Shrewsbury is out there.
And given the foul situation, you have to expect Duke is going to continue to attack mismatches once they get a switch.
Caleb Foster into the game for Duke. James swings it cross court. Good look for Foster. Left it short, and Olako in transition for the Irish.
That was a great screen by Malawach on the skip pass. And Notre Dame really trying to spread the floor.
And a lot of long possessions for the Irish, taking it right down near the end of the shot clock.
A good switch back. Malawach was on Olako.
Olako nowhere to go. Good help by James. Shrewsbury with a runner won't go, and down with the rebound is Flag. Crossover. Up over Jai to lay it in, and he's got 28 points now in this game. Make it 30 now for Cooper Flag as he continues to add to his huge totals here today.
Some seem like they should count for more than 2 points. Cooper Flag, there's nothing that he cannot do on a basketball floor, and he is really showing it in this game.
The players at the next level have taken notice. Some of them, of course, have played against Cooper Flag. He was part of the USA Select team that played against the Olympic team before Paris. He impressed to a tremendous extent there, and he is impressing today. He has a season-high 30 points. And you can see he is putting up numbers that have rarely been put up by Duke freshmen.
Things really difficult for Notre Dame without Marcus Burton on the floor.
Malawach down with the rebound, and by the way, it has now been updated. The official stats monitor had Burton with 3, but it is 4, the personal and the technical. The technical counts as a personal, and we were wondering for a while, but those were fouls 3 and 4 on Marcus Burton. So Micah Shrewsbury's got to sit his star guard on the bench for a while. Loans ranked 3rd in the nation. You talk about outstanding backcourt players with Lipsy and Gilbert, and then Jones off the bench. And hey, we're going to Ames on Wednesday night. We're going to have Kansas and Iowa State Wednesday night on ESPN2.
Do we have a heated garage?
Didn't you write a book called Toughness?
Yeah, but it didn't apply to me.
There was no chapter on cold. Maybe in the second edition, the paperback edition, you could add a chapter on cold.
Yeah, maybe if I grew up in Canada.
I'll bring an extra toque. I got plenty. Marcus Burton back into the game. Better than 10 minutes to go, playing with 4 fouls.
Yeah, they couldn't wait. He's just going to have to show maturity on the defensive end, not pick up a cheap one.
Malawach on to Burton after the switch. Burton's going to drive him. Malawach commits the foul. Burton going to the line.
Marcus Burton couldn't even get a step back against Malawach. Decided to drive it and just able to get into his body enough. Got past him and got that contact. Good deceleration. Instead of accelerating to get to the rim faster, he decelerated and got the contact.
Malawach, the 4th different Blue Devil to pick up his 3rd foul today.
Decelerate. It's all about physics.
I find decelerating much easier than accelerating
Yes.
at this age.
I'm definitely an object at rest.
1 of 2 for Burton. And as well as Notre Dame has shot the 3 today, and they have 11 for 16, they have left some points on the line. 7 for 13 overall. Flagg having an enormous afternoon. Malawach having a pretty good day himself.
A really good pass by Cooper Flagg. Notre Dame was fronting. Come on, Malawach. He just got an angle, and Cooper Flagg just threw it right up to the basket for him. Duke is switching 1 through 5. That puts Malawach on a lot of guards, but he's able to handle it.
Shrewsbury couldn't handle the pass. Mohammed is open on the wing, but he missed the 3. And Gillis runs it down for the Blue Devils. Flagg with 31 points, 6 rebounds, and 7 assists. And a Notre Dame foul.
Last pass that Cooper Flagg made, just recognized that Burton was fronting Malawach, just threw it right up, and the help a little bit late getting there. Good job by Malawach to corral that ball and not bring it down too far.
Knipple averaging almost 15 points per game in ACC play. That's 12 now on the afternoon form today.
And another guy with a complete skill set. Really good driving the ball and drives closeouts very well, but he can really shoot the ball.
And now Malawach will go to the bench. Remember, Malik Brown is out for the rest of the game with a knee injury, and John Shire has kind of downsized right now. There are no true 5s in the game for either team at the moment. Flagg and Davis, the 2 biggest guys on the floor. And a Duke foul. Caleb Foster. And again, both teams have been over the limit for a while. Still 1-1 here on this trip for the Irish. A great women's basketball Sunday afternoon doubleheader coming your way on ESPN and the app. Tahina Pow and number 2 South Carolina hosting number 5 Texas. Texas 16-1, the only loss to Notre Dame. Then number 21 NC State at Maples Pavilion to take on Stanford. Should be another great afternoon of hoops. How about some of these streaks?
Just a great coach, Dawn Staley. She was a great player at Virginia, and obviously in the WNBA for years, and with USA Basketball.
Yep. Flagg off the glass and good. Anything he wants right now. Mom and Dad looking on proudly here with the camera. Gillis is a little slow to get up and getting helped back to his feet by teammates, and whatever it is, trying to walk it off.
Boy, it is so difficult, these mismatches. Roper having to switch off onto Cooper Flagg. Just got his body right into his landing area, but Flagg just so big and so skilled, able to get to his spot and shoot over. It's been kind of an NBA second half for Duke, just going at the mismatch that they like on a particular possession.
Flagg now 10 for 11 from the line, 34 points and counting. And Duke has stretched it out to a 17-point lead. Notre Dame at one point earlier this half had gotten it all the way down to 6. Davis driving on Proctor. Shot altered at the rim, out of bounds, Notre Dame ball.
Really good help by Cooper Flagg, but Duke's doing a good job. They're not able to take away the drive completely, but what they've been doing is angling the drive out. So they're not giving up a straight line drive or a blow by. They're just angling it enough that help can get there.
Alako to inbound for the Irish. Notre Dame 1-3 in the league. Duke 5-0. and the winners of 9 in a row overall. Shrewsbury, nice look, and the lay-in for Muhammad.
Boy, what a beautiful cut by Sir Muhammad. That's a great name.
It is.
It's fantastic. Like I met him for the first time this morning. Notre Dame in a little 2-3 zone now, giving it a little switch, but you know, 61-year-old man walking up to an 18-year-old kid saying, "Hello, sir." That's fantastic. Call me sir.
Flag knocks down the 12-footer from the baseline. He's got 36. That is a new Duke freshman record. 36 points. Davis answers at the other end with a 3.
And there's still over 7 minutes to go in regulation.
11 for 14 from the field, 4 for 6 from 3, 10 for 11 from the line. One-on-one with Davis. Working hard and fouled. And a timeout on the floor with 7:03 to go. Cooper Flagg setting another Duke record with 36 points as a freshman.
And it's not the last one he's going to set. He has done absolutely everything against the Irish.
It has been quite the afternoon for Cooper Flagg here against Notre Dame. A Duke freshman record 36 points. Remarkable efficiency from 2 from 3 from the line. However he's wanted it, he has gotten it here today. And how about this? The last Duke player with a game of 35, 5, and 5 is head coach Jon Scheyer back in 2009.
That was Jon Scheyer's senior season, where Duke had an older team and went on to win the national championship, beating Butler. Micah Shrewsbury was an assistant coach to Brad Stevens at that time. But Cooper Flagg, 36 points. He's 11 of 14 from the field, 14 shot attempts. Now he's taken 11 free throws, and he's going to add to that total right now. 6 rebounds, 7 assists. Just a remarkable performance by the freshman from Maine.
And keeps adding to his totals.
The most impactful export from Maine since lobster.
Makes them both. Jay, he's got 23 points in the second half.
Yeah, he's had a great game in the second half.
Yeah.
His first half was pretty darn good, too.
And our statistician, John Madry, the legendary John Madry, telling us the 3 freshmen, Flagg, Malowacz, and Knipple, have all the points that Duke has scored here in the second half. Burton surrounded, has to kick it out. Just so much size for him to deal with. Alako from the baseline left it short. Rebound James.
Duke's done a much better job in this second half of really rotating the three-point shooters. You know, if they can make the tough 2, hats off to them, but they're not giving up as many threes as they did in the first half.
Knipple finds Proctor. Kick to the corner for James. 3 to shoot. Into the paint and up, no good. Offensive rebound, Malowacz, and he's fouled.
Malowacz just went right over the top of Burton. Muhammad was there on the backside, but just nothing that Burton could really do when you're going up against a guy with a standing reach of what, 9'8".
That's imposing. That's intimidating.
That is imposing.
Yeah. Tomorrow, an ACC Network women's basketball quadruple header featuring 3 top 20s teams. It starts with Duke and Virginia at noon Eastern, Carolina hosting BC, Georgia Tech at Louisville, and then capping the day with Miami and Syracuse. Duke led 14-0. Notre Dame got it down to 6 earlier this half, but it's now up to an 18-point lead under 6 to go. Remember, Duke's won the last 6 games in a row, each of them by 20 or more points. 9 in a row overall, the last 6 by 20 or more.
And last time that happened was 1999. The Duke team went to the national championship game, losing to UConn for Jim Calhoun's first national championship for the Huskies. But that team had Elton Brand. I mean, it was ridiculous. Trajan Langdon, ridiculously talented.
Flag to James. Back to Flag, 5 to shoot. Knipple will launch a 3. And the rebound to Alako.
After a really good block out on Flag.
Mohammed getting big minutes today. Steps into a 3, left it short. And Malawatch the rebound. But if nothing else, Micah Shrewsbury trying to find guys who can step up and support the big 3, if you will. And I think Sir Mohammed has certainly given him some things to think about here this afternoon.
Yeah, some of their freshmen, Mohammed among them, need to give consistent productivity going forward where Notre Dame can get a reliable 8-man rotation. Good pass.
Shrewsbury checked to make sure his feet were behind the line, missed the 3, and it's Duke ball. Now with 4:35 to go. John Shire's record as head coach of the Blue Devils in this building is 40-3. And on his way, it certainly looks like, to win number 41.
John Shire's done such a great job with putting teams together year after year. And he's stacking great recruiting classes on top of one another. And I think it's been really intelligent with the way he's used the transfer portal.
Blue Devils not in a rush. And a timeout taken by John Shire with 4:29 to go. 79-61 Blue Devils over the Irish. Kevin, Coach, thanks very much. 79-61 here. An enormous afternoon for Cooper Flagg. The freshman has 38 points, 7 assists, and 6 rebounds. He is still in the game. Notre Dame in the zone. Flagg the kick. James shut off by Roper. Now back to Flagg at the elbow, but a whistle before the shot and a 3-second call against the Blue Devils. I think it was Malawatch in there.
Yeah.
How do you assess Notre Dame the rest of the way? Again, the league is not nearly as strong as it normally is. This team's going to win some games in this league.
I think Notre Dame's better than their record. That's in large measure because they won so many games without Marcus Burton playing at all. And it's tough to judge a team just based on how they've played against this type of defense. You know, Duke is an extraordinarily good defensive team. And look what they did to Pitt the other day. I mean, this team can really guard. But you know, they're competitive and had a real chance to win against North Carolina. Same thing on the road against NC State. And it's a good basketball team. Duke's just a great team.
They will go home to play BC Monday night on the ACC network. Duke's next game is at home to Miami on Tuesday night. Alako the kick, Shrewsbury the step in. And it goes and one. Micah Shrewsbury, or Braden Shrewsbury, forgive me. Not just, as you said, not just a three-point shooter this year, much more adept at putting the ball on the deck.
But the key there for Duke and for Cooper Flagg was to run him off that three-point line. Now that was a mistake to foul on that possession. Tyrese Proctor coming over a little bit late. But on the closeout, you know, you say closeout under control, you got to run that guy off the three-point line and make him take a tough two.
Completes the three-point play. Proctor out, Gillis in for the Blue Devils. Still 3:03 to go, down to 13.
2-2-1 3/4 court pressure.
And they get it over without much difficulty.
And with Flagg in the middle, you got Malawatch basically playing the dunker spot down low.
James Followed by Flag, couldn't finish it. It's still live. And now, after the fact, the whistle blows. So Malowicz was out of bounds, and that took away a transition opportunity there for Notre Dame. If you're looking for Iowa State, Texas Tech, that game will begin momentarily on ESPN News, and then we'll come here to ESPN immediately following the conclusion of this. 2.5 to go. Burton finally got a little space and knocks down the 3.
Just ran a little zoom action, and Concanippo went under and got caught up, and that left Marcus Burton wide open.
And Jay, he's had to work so hard today, but he's 4 for 6 from 3, and he scored 19 points in this game.
No, he's done really well, but it's been a difficult task to go up against this defense.
Just a sophomore, he comes down with a rebound. If Micah Shrewsbury could retain all of his key players, which he did from last year, and he's bringing in a top 10 class next year, Notre Dame could really be on the right path and quickly. Burton, the runner this time, won't drop. And we have goaltending, or is it offensive basket interference? Which way are they calling it?
Oftentimes, when it's even close, the officials are going to call it, because if they don't call it, they can't review it. If they call it, they can go look at it.
There was no signal for count the basket, so we'll have to get another look. Whose hands were in the cookie jar?
Oh, yeah, well, that's going to count. Yeah, because Malowicz's fingers were inside the rim.
Yeah. Should be a fairly quick and easy decision to make. If this counts, it's down to 8. Yeah, it's got to count. Yeah.
The officials, they go to the monitor by rule, all that, and they do a really good job of going by the rules. I would love to see college basketball do what the NBA does. Give each coach one challenge. If you're correct on the first challenge that you use, you keep it and you get it one more time, and that's it, whether you're right or wrong. But and this one's a goaltend or a basket interference. I probably looked at both, but there are way too many trips to the monitor in college basketball.
So count the basket. Notre Dame is now on a 10-0 run, and it's down to 8 with still 1:46 to go. It kind of looked like smooth sailing for Duke into the final few minutes of this game, but the Irish continuing to put up a fight.
Yeah, for a while, about 4 minutes ago, this game became about, is Cooper Flag going to get 40? And now there's a little bit more game pressure on the Blue Devils coming down the stretch. Give Notre Dame credit, man. They hang in there. Sticking with the 2-3 zone.
Proctor. James for 3. Not there. And it is saved. It is loose. And it is tied up, and the possession arrow is going in the direction of the Irish.
A little surprised that Shrewsbury tried to save that. But you certainly don't want to save it right underneath the basket. I mean, that went right to Cooper Flag, just went off his leg.
So Notre Dame ball down by 8 with 1:15 to go. Jai the kick to Shrewsbury. Burton the drive on Flag.
Good pass.
Alako, a corner 3, and it's a 5-point game.
All set up by the penetration of Marcus Burton. Burton got the ball into the lane, turned back, and then the quick swing from Shrewsbury to Alako. Look at all the defenders he draws, and then got caught in rotation.
A 13-0 run for Notre Dame.
Duke can't settle for a perimeter shot here.
Can Notre Dame afford to play this possession out, or do they need to foul? Or We got a held ball, but now the arrow is going in Duke's direction, so the Blue Devils retain.
Well, no matter the arrow, that saved a basket. As Malawat was wide open underneath for a lob.
And a timeout on the floor. 49.6 to go. And it's still a game here in Durham. Back at 30. Kevin, you're not kidding. The Irish have made a game of it again on a 13-0 run. 49.6 to go. Can they get another stop on this trip? Duke ball, 20 on the shot clock. And James to inbound for the Blue Devils. Tipped away, and Roper's got it for Notre Dame. Alako for three. And the rebound to James, and he's got to give the foul. Had that gone, it would have been a 2-point game.
And you certainly don't blame Alako for taking that shot. He's an outstanding perimeter shooter. But how about Notre Dame hanging in there? Just a tremendous job by Roper to reach in, knock that ball away. And Alako stepping in, had some pressure on him on the shot. But just that close to really putting some heat on the Blue Devils.
A 48% three-point shooter on the season, so you can't blame him for trying. Burton and Davis returning now for Roper and Jai for the Irish.
There's still plenty of time left to extend this game for Notre Dame. Make or miss right here. And I think Notre Dame wants to look to attack the rim as quickly as they can. And then if you can force help, then you kick it out.
1 of 2, 6-point game. Burton drives and hits. 4-point game. Timeout Notre Dame.
Really smart. Just a few seconds coming off the clock. And now you have a 4-point game with Notre Dame able to apply some full court pressure. Duke needs to get its best free throw shooting 5 on the floor.
Marcus Burton up to a team high 21 now on the afternoon.
Really smart job by Marcus Burton to attack the rim. Didn't draw additional defenders, but went right into the body of Sion James. James did not want to foul, and he's able to get the quick score that can help extend this game.
By the way, elsewhere in the ACC, they've gone final in Pittsburgh. Louisville with a big road win. They have beaten Pitt 82-78 here today. Here's today's game summary, including a Duke freshman record 38 points for Cooper Flag. But the big story right now is that bottom note, a 15-1 run for the Irish.
Right now, it's incumbent upon Notre Dame. They want to try to get a quick trap, quick steal. And the question is, if you're going to foul and play the foul game, who do you go after? Right now, you know, look, if you can get a foul quickly on Sion James, if he gets it, you might want to foul him first.
James will inbound. Proctor. No foul yet. Knippel. Still no foul. And there it is to send Flag to the line.
A lot of time went off the clock. Really what you want to do there is try to get a quick steal, maybe one quick trap. But after that, you can't be choosy. You got time is more important.
And Flag with a chance to reach 40 in this game if he knocks down these two.
That last time out, John Shire put Mason Gillis back in the game, who's a 80% plus free throw shooter as well.
And
right now, make or miss for Cooper Flag. Notre Dame wants to do what it did on the earlier possession, get the ball to the rim.
And there it is, a 40-point game for Cooper Flag, the last Duke player to do that, J.J. Redick, back in 06.
Malawat's back into the ball game for defensive purposes.
Burton trying to get to the glass again. Shot altered by Malowacz, who runs it down and is fouled with 15.8 to go.
Really smart substitutions by John Shire late. Mason Gillis going into the game for ball handling and free throw shooting. And then after Cooper Flagg knocked down those 2 free throws, putting Malowacz back in to help protect the rim and secure the ball. Boy, this game did not look like it was going to come down to the end with about 5 minutes left.
And a 7-point lead now. Malowacz with a big day himself. How about 19 and 10?
Yeah, his best game of the year.
Burton 2 more. 84-78, but down to 8.6 seconds remaining.
There is no quit in Marcus Burton, no quit in Notre Dame.
And finally the foul with 4.9 to go. It's all academic now, other than Cooper Flagg continuing to add to his totals. Duke will get the win to go to 14-2. 6-0 in the league. They had to work awfully hard. Full credit to the Irish for the way they just kept fighting in the second half, but Duke's had just enough, it looks like, to get out of here with a W. Just tied the ACC freshman record. 41 points, sharing it with Olivier Hanlon. Mom and Dad looking on.
Cooper Flagg has done this on 14 field goal attempts. This will be his 16th free throw.
A new ACC freshman record. And the loudest ovation of the day belongs to Cooper Flagg. And that will do it. Duke 86, Notre Dame 78. Cooper Flagg 42 points here in this game as Duke goes to 14-2, 6-0 in ACC play. The Irish now 7-9, 1-4 in the league. Iowa State, Texas Tech coming your way right now.